most people, when they join a company, they're not looking to stay in that role forever, right? They want to know that there's something there. I think the first thing for me, as soon as you feel that you're interested in looking for the next step, you need to be aware of what your company policy is, because you want to make sure that you go about it the right way, and you don't step on anyone's toes, and you approach it properly. So you should always research what the policy is for an internal move. It's important to know, do you need to flag it to your manager? Do you need approval? What the situation is. And then I think for me, it's really thinking about what that next move should be. And a good way to approach that is always a bit of internal and external research. So it could be something really simple. You could see your colleague already at that next step and you think that would be something I'm ready for. But if not, it's always good to research that, look externally, and have a chat with your manager as well, and then put a plan in place from there to see what's available. Sometimes people will think because you're looking for an internal move that you're a shoo-in and you should go about the process in an informal way, and it's very different. And reality is that that's just not the case. If you're looking at a new role, you could well be looking at a different manager, you could be looking at a different location, someone that doesn't know you. So it's really important that you treat it like a professional process. Don't do anything different that you wouldn't do if you were looking at an internal move. Get your CV updated, take the time to sit and think about, why do you think that you're suitable for that role? And it should never just be, I'm looking for more salary. It should always be because you want to move into that position, particularly you're ready for it, you think it would be a great next step. And as I say, be mindful of what your company policy is, and be respectful of that. One key thing really stands out for me here, which is don't take your foot off the gas. Sometimes, somebody will put an internal application in, and the worst thing that you can do is think that's probably going to happen for me, or maybe you're already in process. I'll sit back a little bit, and that's something that you really don't want to do. If you're going for an internal move, it's so important to protect your reputation in the company. So you need to be operating at full speed all the time, as usual. Secondly, I would say maintain confidentiality with your team, because it can be quite distracting in a team environment if you've got somebody that's eyes are somewhere else, and maybe they feel that you're not pulling your weight. So don't act any differently around your team. Have those discussions with your manager, and be prepared to discuss why you're looking for that internal move. What is it that's grabbed you? What maybe does this position offer that the other position doesn't? And think about the time, and when and where you would have that discussion, right? You want to do that in the right way. You don't want to be grabbing someone while they're just trying to have a morning coffee going, oh, hey, by the way, I'm just applying for this position, right? So, pick your moment. I would suggest that, you book in a 10-minute chat and show that you've really prepared about this, and also make it clear that you are really still dedicated in that role. You'd like their support to move through that process, but you will be continuing obviously to operate at maximum capacity, because that's really important. Often with internal moves, we would personally take an internal reference as well, and the last thing that you want is something to be impacted because you've been distracted, right? So just make sure there's a time and a place to look at that internal move and follow the process through in the right way.